What's going on, everyone? It is that time of the season where we get to talk about the brand new event inside the game. And I should say, not necessarily brand new, but a repeat of a classic, which is the Underwater Adventure. Honestly, guys, I am still riding the high that is the Adventure's Assistant. I just think this update is just so nice for so many different reasons in terms of making my day-to-day gameplay so much nicer. So huge props for that. However, one of the other concerns that I did have was the kind of nature of a lot of the events going on in the game. A lot of the guild-based events really don't do a whole lot for your overall progression in the game. Yes, there are a few things that you can still get progress on, like the pet armament stuff, and it's just not as if impactful, okay, and also not as exciting, which is the big one. However, the Underwater Adventure truly does happen to be one of the stronger ones typically. I think the last time we had the Underwater Adventure, we had double S Arcana in the game, or in the event where we can unlock, which is a big upgrade, so it might be worth your gems. First things first, overall strategies for the event. I do talk about this every single time we get the Underwater Adventure going in the game. It's pretty straightforward. The whole idea is to get as deep as possible, and on your way, collect as many silver and gold conches if you can. Now, there are some freebies, such as picking up some more jellyfish to keep going, so that's something you want to look out for. In general, you want to look for these kind of light dark squares versus the dark squares at the bottom. If you do find one of those, it's going to progress one additional one. If you see the little bubbles, you're only going to go one. The idea is you just keep going and going until you're able to not pretty much. That's pretty much all that you need to do. When you find these kelp fields, easy, just drop a bomb in there. It'll clear the entire thing, which is really nice just to get you through basically all of the kelp fields without clicking and using a bunch of jellyfish as a result. So that's pretty important. The little flashlights, these are pretty useful, especially in situations where we are kind of deeply progressed into a row, but there might be a lot of requirement in terms of clicks, like maybe the entire next row requires these dark squares, which is a double click, or you find yourself in a spot where maybe there is like a bomb or a flashlight above that square and you just haven't acquired it yet. That could be a very good use of the flashlight. Here, I think we would just keep progressing. Sure. Wouldn't mind a flashlight here if there was a good opportunity for one. I didn't see one. But in general, that's kind of the baseline of this event. One of the notes with this is this event typically has some high value in simply going deep in these little squares. On the left-hand side, you'll see the little progression meter. This does have some pretty nice rewards. Some of them are just wishing scrolls, legendary keys, etc. But at 1200 is something called the Awakening Core Selection Box. For those of you that haven't gotten one of these, this is a universal crystal which takes the place of any S rank equipment in form of duplicates for your mythic progression. So this is one of the absolute best ways to get a mythic weapon fast. Absolutely best ways to get a mythic weapon fast, because it completely negates your need for 3 S rank equipment pieces and for you to actually get that to a legendary level. So huge value in that, and something that always I recommend you, at least if you are not going to spend a bunch of gems, or there's maybe not good rewards to warrant spending gems on an event like this, to at least get to 1200 points to get yourself an Awakening Core Selection Box. Pretty straightforward there. And even for someone that's already at Mythic, I do want this for, maybe some Awakening Cores for Sphinx / some other mounts, or even some artifacts if you're going that direction. I would generally recommend your mount Awakening Core boxes, though, if you're going to choose one that's not the Awakening Core. After that, guys, what is the exchange looking like? So, obviously, that is just the event itself. In the exchange shop, well, it's looking pretty barren, which is a little bit unfortunate. This is something that I think is pretty bad right now within the game. Legendary Mythic Treasure Selection Box, definitely something that I would recommend going for, and one of the top priorities. I think the Legendary Gems are fine. You're also going to have an opportunity for some additional awakening core boxes for some specific mounts out there, which are actually quite useful. Same with the artifacts. The artifacts, though, are less useful in my opinion. They don't really give you as big of a bang for your buck. As we go on, we've got some limited brand boxes, the S rank gear boxes, and weapon boxes. Again, also somewhat important. The S Epic Legacy box, Blessing Synergy Scrolls, the outfit, as well as swap talismans and kind of some other miscellaneous rewards. In terms of the golden conches, yeah, this is pretty bad. It's about as bad as it gets in terms of rewards from events. And I'll say this is one of the kind of unfortunate things I think that's kind of been the trend of events in Capybara Go lately, that a lot of these events just don't feel very rewarding. So gold conches, my prioritization would generally be Legendary Mythic Treasure Selection Box. Afterwards, I generally go for the S rank gear box. Should you not be in need of something like your S rank Epic Legacy box or potentially a limited brand. If you need those, I think those are a little bit of a higher priority. S rank gear, then S rank weapon. If you're still progressing towards Mythic, you could potentially swap that. Also, the Blessing Synergy Scroll is fine. In the silver conches, this one's a pretty standard one, guys. We're going to be going for the Elite Packs 100%. Follow that up by Legendary Keys, Gem Keys, Treasure Keys, Wishing Scrolls, Inheritance Books, and then, well, kind of whatever you want to spend on afterwards. There's the Epic Legacy box, which is really nice in the early game, and some other options for you if you're in need of maybe some more Inheritance Books. You could prioritize that, etc. For the most part, though, would I spend gems on this? I kind of I'm going to be going through a full video on, kind of what I would spend gems on shortly here that I recorded nearing the end of the previous event. But yeah, no. I would not spend gems on this event with the exception of reaching 1200. If you have not reached 1200, then absolutely go ahead and spend just a little bit of gems just to reach that 1200 mark. Get your Universal Crystal box and then pass on. Like, just move on from it. You're not going to get anything too exciting afterwards. So that's pretty much it with the Underwater Adventure, guys. We do have some other updates coming soon. I do think that overall, the game updates have been pretty nice. There has been some new content released, or in theory, more content that's going to be coming, such as, let me just go ahead and pull this up. We do have the Adventure Assistant, but if I just pull up the main updates here, well, new gear polarization. So all gear have to reach 100, and then you have some double S options to polarize the gear to get yourself critical damage reduction. Ignore critical damage reduction. Seems more of like a PvP type of mechanic, which not super exciting. We do have the Seabed Adventure event, which is, well, what we have now, Underwater Adventure event. So nothing too crazy there. And that's pretty much it. So the polarization, gear polarization, could be something that's interesting, but I don't see it all that being all that effective in, let's say, your PvE progression. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all for the next one.